very loud. See, I need you to cut very loud, bro. Please.
Sound.
Yeah, we're good.
Camera hold on. The Playground Chat. Episode 45.2. Clapping Chinga's cheeks.
Welcome to the Playground Chat, guys. We are back at it. Episode 45 begins with the bang. Welcome. We are back at it again. My name is Chuma. I'm with my brother here, man.
Welcome to the Playground Chat.
Yes, sir.
The best sportscast in the land.
Yes, we're back at it again.
We're starting off on a deep note.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, yeah. Fair. Double entendre.
I'm following it up. This nigga out here. Anyway, dog, how you doing?
Easy, chilling. You know, everything's been good. I see that we're cooking. Good work, Gents. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. The numbers are going crazy. Hey, we're getting some smoke and we're getting some love.
Is it towards you?
Okay. But how you feeling about everything, bro?
No, I'm good, bro. It's just that, you know, unfortunately we've been having these blimps across the year, but one thing I like about it is the perseverance. We're back again, we're trying again. And I think, you know, when you knock on the door as long and as hard as we are knocking on the door, when that door opens, But yeah, it's good. At least it was in the international break. There wasn't too much really to cover. The real games are back on. I'm not saying international break is not real games, but you know what I mean. So without further ado, let's go for it.
On a more serious note, I think one of the topics that we could start with is the Bavuma situation. You know, I think in a few months back, I got the time to actually do some work with him. You know, so to have things like that as a captain, someone who's put at a level where he's highly respected, and for people to think they have the authority to come and say whatever and disrespect a guy like that is embarrassing. But on the day of the first test between South Africa and India in Kolkata, India's spearhead bowler Jasprit Bumrah was caught on stump saying, "Puna be high. He's a dwarf too" in Hindi. The comment was aimed at Proteas keeper Temba Bavuma and was to the wicketkeeper Rishad Pant. This was a reference to Puna striking Bavuma on the pad. After an on-field umpire decided it was not an appeal, the bowler and the keeper discussed the possibility of having the decision reviewed. Acknowledging the batter's height is important and a factor in deciding whether they could outleg before wicket or hand. But Bumrah's utterance caused a stir because of the derogatory language he used describing the South African captain. Brother, what are we doing right now? Like, for me...
Let me respond to that first. Sachin Tendulkar is a dwarf.
Okay, that's... You think fire with fire will help the situation?
No, like, if that's what he's saying, then he's stating facts in his mind. Then the fact is Sachin Tendulkar is a dwarf. 165 centimeters, the other one is 163 centimeters. Those are two dwarfs, right? If that's what he's saying, right? So he's Cinderella and those guys are two dwarfs. So he must also say Sachin Tendulkar is a dwarf. If he cannot say that's the same thing, then it's not because Temba Bavuma is short.
Why do you...
If it was somebody else, what I'm trying to say is, if your god of cricket, the guy that you all look up to, the guy that Virat Kohli looks up to, the guy that the whole cricket world in India pray to, which is Sachin Tendulkar, right, is a similar height to Temba Bavuma. And you don't see a dwarf in him, but you see a dwarf in Temba Bavuma. Is it because it's a height thing? or is it because you're an easy target because of something else? I'm not gonna say you better check it out. And it also ties into other things that Temba Bavuma did talk about in his tweets. He did say that it's strange, and he's not the first person, he's not the third person, 15th person who goes to India as, I'm gonna say the way that, as a dwarf.
That's what they say.
Because there's dwarves in India, a lot of short people. If you look at Indians, they have, with 1 billion people, right? If you have 1 billion people in your country, then you're going to have extremes. You're going to have an extremely short person, you're going to have an extremely tall person. So in general, you're going to bump into a dwarf every day. But it could be. That's a good point. It could be. But it's strange when you chirp only one person. And the one person you're chirping is a dwarf. I'm not going to say what he is.
He's the best batsman right now in the world. Yeah. Yeah. Bro, Bavuma went on undefeated on 55, bro, after helping on 153 all out. And also, it was the first time in 15 years that South Africa went to India and beat India at home. So it's quite a huge, it's personal. So I think, yeah.
No.
Touched. He was touched.
I hear you. It is, for me.
He was touched.
For me, there's chirping. But there's also, for me, things like when it's a societal thing. I'm trying to say the societal issue in India with racism. If I'm going to be frank, because if you look at the tweets and you look at people who've been to India as black people, they always come back and say it's strange how people who come from a third world country, who you'll find that Temba Bavuma tweet, you'll put it here, it's there. You come from a third world country who look as close as to you as black, but still feel themselves superior. Because if you're chirping, I get you chirp Temba Bavuma, but then if that's your game, you chirp everyone. You don't make an exception for this one guy who's a dwarf, but he's a similar height than all of the guys in your team. No, I'm calling him a dwarf because I'm trying to show that part that it's not that, it's something else, and it's a systemic thing. I think India, I think it's that shades of black thing, hating yourself. I'm looking at it in blacks in South Africa. You know, the darker you are, the uglier you are, quote unquote. This is just a general consensus in the world. And
it's not general, bro.
It's a general consensus in the world, bro. It's if you look, it is.
There are people who are dark. There are
people who are dark and beautiful. What I'm saying, general consensus, I mean, if you look at what society has painted as beauty standards.
No, that's a different topic.
General, that's exactly what I'm saying. Topic. It is what it's engraved. It's engraved in us societally to look at a lighter skinned person as more beautiful. It's also engraved in the way that we treat a black person when we ourselves feel at the bottom.
Okay.
If we are Indians, and people are saying this about us, we have this notion that at least we are not black. So here comes this black guy. Very confident, no humble. We'll get to that topic. There's another topic later on that is very engraved in this. You said we'll cover it.
Yes. I think
so we'll continue into
yeah.
might as well.
Yeah.
It's engraved that if you are a black guy, right, you have to be. And if you're any other guy, a Mexican or whatever, I'm not saying this is true for everybody, and I reiterate, I'm speaking on generalization right now. I'm not going to speak to every individual. I know individuals that aren't this way, but I'm speaking about the consensus.
Okay.
Right?
Diving into that topic is...
no, let's finish with Temba and then we'll go.
Okay.
We'll caveat.
No.
What do you think? I want your opinion.
No,
what do you think?
I think like Luthando has said, like, I think it's for me, it was a very big stage, you know. India hasn't hasn't lost to South Africa in 15 years. You know, this is historic. We in India, there's our fans and everything. And this motherfucker that just comes in and just kills us. Whatever you're trying to bowl,
I'm try
anything, spin, Doni, Temba's there. Yeah, bro.
There's
So
tactics in this thing, man.
I think
He's a tactic.
he was.
But where's the line?
He felt it. He
That's
felt
why,
it.
that's
And
why
that
I'm
was,
asking you, chirping, how far
no,
can you
I don't
take
think that
chirping?
was chirping. I think that
depends.
was just
Look, it
disrespectful.
depends.
And
Also, if it
honestly-
comes from another black person here, like let's say another closer person here, and I say
Call him a
Temba
dwarf.
Bavuma, it takes a week 12.
Nah, that's
would
chirping.
you guys take it as chirping?
No, but also it is chirping. It is chirping. For me,
Why?
it's the inconsistency. You can't, if Temba's a dwarf, then someone else. Why don't we use? But also,
it's
but also
the
you're right.
stage. That's what-
Also,
it's
you're
what-
right.
it's
If
what
I'm
Chuma
playing,
just said right
if
now
I'm playing,
about Chuma.
and you're the striker, and I was a keeper, right?
The
And you're the
defender,
striker.
yes.
I did everything.
Everything.
I did everything.
That's what you used to
possible.
do
I would
also.
speak about your mom, your dad.
Just to-
I would do it. I would spit in your face. I would spit in your direction. I honestly would do anything to get a reaction. Like I would literally do anything. But yeah, I think that's the hypocritical part about it.
Yes, bro.
Yeah,
Because
that's the
also,
hypocritical part
just one thing, bro. As a kid, coach those old niggas used to tell us, Mamela, play dirty. When the person is sweating, scratch that nigga just underneath the eye.
whoa.
Dirty
Dirty
put the salt is
Dirty
gonna
tactics.
Salt.
sometimes have spice on your hand.
What the fuck?
Throw it in his eye when he's coming. Those are the tactics.
Those are the tactics that
those
grew
are
up
the-
on.
What
grew up on
tactics
us,
are
bro.
these, bro?
Those are evil things to do to a person.
And he
my nigga.
does it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, sport is
brings
very
in that evil side of it, to the
and
competitive side, to do anything to
it's
win.
allowed because we know, but everyone wants to win. But once we out of those lines, then we need to be friends and see us, but we out of the game.
I think it's also similar to that Vitkant.
Oh, with
Maybe in India they call everyone who's short a dwarf. I'm also now thinking the other way.
know,
Maybe it's just
we
a
should
slang
think about
now.
it both ways,
Everyone
but-
who's short is a dwarf. You know
like
what I
a
mean?
thing, Kuba. It
That's a
doesn't-
thing.
it's not
and
like-
Vitkant is not a cunt. You know, it means white side. You know what I mean?
White side.
Yeah, white side. The Vitkant. You know what I mean? So
I didn't know that.
maybe it's like
let's
slang.
let's
but let's go dive deeper into it. Like,
into a
I was looking at I was looking at how the media, European media especially, treats white and black players, and I hate to be political, but I don't think it's a political thing when it's also tied into sport. In terms of the fact that I feel that I'm going to make a great example. We all know the Phil Foden effect. I think every social media has picked up on it. Every channel is doing it and recreating it, where you give somebody a pass and he has to do 50 things before scoring. And we
Brilliant
say,
pass.
great pass.
what a pass.
What a pass. Right? I'm calling that now the Phil Foden effect. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to call it from now on. But it also ties into something else. It also ties into the English media, for example, have already found the reason why they're not going to win the World Cup. Who's the reason?
Too sure.
What did you say?
No.
You found
English fans have found a guy who they think is the scapegoat. They're already scapegoating him.
Who's Saka?
It's not Saka.
Who is it?
Who's always in the headlines? Who's got an attitude? Who's got an attitude when he comes off? Who's got an attitude when he scores? Who's arrogant? Who do they love? Saka. Yes, Saka missed the penalty. They call him a monkey, but they love Saka. What is the biggest difference between Saka and Bellingham? What is the difference between Saka and Bellingham and Kante? Why is Kante the most beloved guy and Bellingham is hated? Why is Bellingham and Pogba hated? Why is... Answer to that is, you can be black, but you cannot be black and loud.
And arrogant also about
You
your talent.
You're calling it arrogant. That's the problem.
No, but sometimes Galogo, arrogance can be positive.
It's positive.
Yes.
You're confident.
Yes, that's what it means.
Cristiano
You're
is confident.
Yes.
Bellingham is
Because you're showing up for what you know.
you want to do.
Yeah.
If I'm getting substituted, I have a right to be upset. You understand?
You
I'm
feel
not
like
saying the
you're
coaches.
putting in
I could have done something here.
No,
but when Phil Foden is upset, you get what I mean? And it's the English media playing a race card in a very convoluted and a demonic way. They demonize a black confident man. They demonize you. They couldn't wait for Pogba to fail. They couldn't wait for Pogba to fail. Any opportunity. But if you actually watch what Pogba did for Manchester United at the time, or the place Manchester United was, Pogba is actually what they're praising Bruno Fernandes for doing now. If you look at the Manchester United fans in our comments, talking about Bruno, it's the same thing that Pogba would do. Pogba would be nominated for the Ballon d'Or, playing for a mediocre Manchester United side, but he was arrogant.
True.
It's the same things that were happening. Karim Benzema had a scandal. Yeah, he's not white, 100% white. He had a big scandal, a similar scandal to Mason Greenwood. Similar things. I'm not saying it's right. Phil Foden was involved with Mason Greenwood. He was in the room when these things happened.
But
A big but. And it's very important for us to speak out on these things, to say, look, we are aware.
look, for me,
No.
my take on the Jude Bellingham situation is, I think Jude he does have a right to be upset. Tuchel has also another thing that I want to touch on. First of all, Tuchel has proven English media wrong yet again
Already.
But obviously that's still going to be tested out like a little bit more and a little bit tougher in the World Cup. Jude was having a brilliant game. Morgan Rogers is his boy, you know. These are like their homies. They chill after Amachita. So I wouldn't be upset really if their coach were for maybe Ntshinga and Ntshinga. But Jude is upset at himself maybe. Yeah, and he's allowed to show emotion at any stage. I mean, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it doesn't mind he's gonna come out for Morgan. No blood, sure. So yes, I do agree. English media, it's taking a turn of the worst for me, because it's now playing in different roles. It's now more involved in England, like international team, and in the league, and in rugby, and you see, it's too many things now.
It's showing up.
Everything is just
it's showing up, and now we're aware of the signs. When it starts coming, when it came, I was mad when about the Foden thing. Remember last week?
Yes.
I was extremely mad because I knew what it meant. I knew what it meant. It meant that anything that this guy does is amazing, and I knew the implications of that. It means that anything that you guys do is wrong.
I'm reading the headline of the English analysis. It says Bellingham must cut the nonsense if he wants to take center stage under Tuchel.
You know what it is?
And Tuchel doesn't. You've never heard Tuchel speaking about anything to do with Jude Bellingham's behavior.
Nothing.
Have you heard that? No, because he doesn't have a behavior problem. You didn't hear Carlo Ancelotti talk about Jude Bellingham's behavior. Because he doesn't have a behavior problem. He has what problem he has? He has a winning problem. He wants to win. He wants everything to be. It's the same thing. Vinicius Jr., what do they call him? A whiner. A crybaby. He makes a noise. He must shut up and dribble. That's Jude Bellingham. That's what they say. Yamin Lamar, I'm also starting to think that when you look at the Yamal situation, I was also the one shouting that he's arrogant. But now I'm looking at it like, wait.
What's going on here?
These guys are trying to find something. Because I've seen half the players, and I'm being serious, half a player that Yamal is, talk shit and get away with it if you're from a certain demographic. Half the player.
Yeah.
And what they call it when it's half the player, they call it shithousery. When Jamie Vardy does shithousery, they call it shithousery. When Jude Bellingham does it, he's arrogant. If Jude Bellingham had to kick a corner flag after scoring, or do a bird in the Crystal Palace after scoring at Crystal Palace, do you know what we would say? We would say he's arrogant. Look at that arrogance from Jude Bellingham. But when Jamie Vardy did it, it was shithousery. That's them. That's them in a nutshell.
Talking, like keeping within that topic, there's there's someone else that is quote unquote arrogant that I would like for us to talk about. The GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo. I think we've seen him in a lot of things, and I want us to get a little feel on that. Firstly, let's talk about the red card against Ireland. He goes before the game. He says, "No, I'll behave like a good boy." And mid-match, I think 60th or 70th minute by Alekwa, he elbows centre back right at the back. It's reviewed. It's a red card. And now we were speaking about, is Ronaldo gonna play? I mean, in the World Cup, at least the first two games, because you cannot start losing. Yeah, well, once you start the World Cup, there's no time. Yeah, well, you have to. Every game is important.
But wait, don't you think that's the best thing for Portugal to go through if he's not available for the first two games? Because after he wasn't available for the last one, they won and they went through to the qualifying.
Hey, also, wait. Also, let's talk about that game. Portugal needed 9 goals to advance, and they scored 9 goals.
And do you know why?
How?
Because they passed each other the ball. There wasn't that person that you had to pass to. The guy that you had to pass to, even if he's behind 5 defenders, behind the goalkeeper in the corner, that guy is not.
It's
there.
on your contract, bro. When you sign for Portugal, when you get promoted to Portugal, under there in the T's and C's, it's written pass to Ronaldo, or like you cannot play for Portugal. So I mean. But anyways, they first of all, very very shaky way of qualifying. I might say it's very accurate. Oh wait, shout out for the qualification. I mean, Portugal, it would have been embarrassing for you guys to not qualify, but to score 9 goals when you actually need 9 goals, it's kind of wild. But that's point number 1. Portugal is now the federation is now probing and taking lawyers to court to try and rescind the red card to a 1-match ban instead of a 3-match ban. So that's also quite interesting. Talking about the political power of Ronaldo, let's divert into things that I want to hear your comments on Ronaldo's statements or things that he said on Piers Morgan. Firstly, I'm going to name all of them and then you'll just diverge. Saudi League is better than the French League. Easy to score in La Liga. World Cup is a 9-match tournament. Should not make you the greatest. Pele goals were not on film.
Okay, let's start with the ones that is true. Pele's goals were not on film. Don't talk to me. Pele is a GOAT for before modern football. He is basically like the greatest military. You know, when you talk about military gods from the Roman era, he's Napoleon. Napoleon couldn't come and fight us now. We'll just bomb the shit out of Napoleon, right? Exactly. Pele couldn't play in this generation. You can play with big bladders and no offsides and goal kicks where you can back passes you can pick up. So Ronaldo, sharp on that one. Saudi League is better than the French League.
You think so?
No.
These are workers,
No,
electricians.
I think Saudi League has the potential to be. They need to invest in getting their middle play. They've got good top bracket players, but only now they're starting to invest in like middle players. What I call middle players is talented players that can still grow into becoming superstars. Because Saudi League is still seen as the end goal, only now are they trying to develop players into not just the end goal, into I don't know how to put it. Like players like Nkota are there who are young players who will develop in the Saudi League. So it's not the end goal where you finished with your career to go and play. It can also be a development league. It can also be a league where you can play your prime. The same like a French league, which is what they're starting to introduce. So I think in a couple of years when they've got more of those players who make the switch to go there as a legitimate league and not a league to go and make money in, then he can speak about that. For now, he's just being paid by Turkey to promote the great state of Saudi. And why I'll reiterate that is we saw where he was. He was the only sportsman there.
Yeah.
He was only the only sportsman there. And it's crazy that he coincided visiting the White House with MBS going to the White House. You know who MBS is, right? Yes. Bill Salman was at the White House and Ronaldo was also there.
Yeah.
That's when Donald Trump was speaking about
But they were saying nothing's been confirmed about Ronaldo being with moving with Bill Salmon. So.
No, you can't.
That's what they say.
You cannot say that.
That's what they
the
say.
The fact that he's playing for Bill Salmon, he's playing for Bill Salmon's team. And who owns Al Nasser?
No. I hear you.
The
but
PIF.
What
the
I'm
PIF
saying,
owns Al Nasser. No.
That's what's
good.
Let's
debunk that immediately. Like we're here to debunk things.
Yeah.
The PIF is the Saudi Investment Fund.
Yes.
The Provident Fund of Saudi, right? That club owns 100% of Al Nasser, which means this is the club that owns Ronaldo. It's the club that brought Cristiano to the Saudi League, which means MBS is funding the investment fund, and the investment fund is funding this team and is funding the league. Who owns Ronaldo? It's not a question of, he's not really moving with... It's a coincidence that when MBS goes to the White House, he brings his toy. Ronaldo is here. Smile for the fucking cameras. When there's a boxing match, who goes there? Ronaldo. Smile for the fucking cameras. When there's a UFC event, smile for the fucking cameras. What are you talking about? Where are you guys looking? Get the fuck out of here. This nigga.
Sportsman's there, bro.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with Saudi Arabia, he is the face of this country is a great country. So that part, he has to do it. We know. So I get it.
Soul gone.
No, it's not a soul gone thing. You cannot, any contract you sign, you cannot badmouth your employers. Even if you do it on Facebook, you get fired. In a small company, Luthando's cash trading there. Hey, my boss is shit. Say it on Facebook. Fine.
It's part of the contract, right?
It's part of the contracts in all of these places. So, what do you mean? You know what I mean? This is MBS food. You don't. And I get the American, and I like how I don't like
when he's like my child.
When he's like no. When he was like when they were like, how are you allowing this guy who killed journalists? It's like what news channel are you from? BBC. You know that's fake news, right? Like,
no,
we don't care really about that.
It's been in too much Lumchita. But for me personally, my take on the whole situation is that don't talk to me about Ronaldo being a GOAT. I've seen the narratives.
No.
Wait. Leave. Let's leave football. I'm talking about humanity.
You can't do that. You can't put humanity. There's a lot of guys you have to take off your GOAT list then.
No.
There's a lot of racist motherfuckers that you have to take off the GOAT list. Messi off the GOAT list.
Wait.
Because Messi in Argentina was singing some racist fucking song as well.
Let me cook. Remember, for me, the longest time, Ronaldo has been Free Palestine. He's been the one, in the front rows and stuff like that and speaking.
He's still Free Palestine and still Free Palestine.
Nah, it's a little bit weird that we are having dinner with the nigga. But anyways, I don't want to go deep in too much. But for me, I'm just touching on it like, nah.
But I'm also showing that other side.
Anyways,
it's not his choice.
Hey, that's why I said soul gone.
It's not his soul. It's not his soul. It's his contract.
Okay. A more sadder news. This one is killing. South African under-17 coach Vela Khumalo has explained why Kaizer Chiefs starter Steven Mendes missed their ongoing under-17 FIFA World Cup finals. Khumalo has explained that the age factor ruled the promising Amakosi star out of the global showpiece that is ongoing in Qatar. It has come out that Mendes, who came back from the Chiefs from Sweden in July 2025, failed an MRI test. Hence, he missed the Junior International Tournament. The magnetic resonance imaging MRI scan is used to verify the age of players for under-17 football competition. This is a FIFA-approved method for checking for age fraud. The father was at Metro and met with Andile Ncube and explained that AFCON irregular practice has absolved the boy in attending a FIFA-related competition. But he also says it's not over for the boy. There's more competitions to come. What are we saying about this MRI scan, which is clearly it's cost the boy firstly reputational image. I mean, it's not his fault that it went wrong, and the father has proof. What are we saying about the MRI scan that is used for, checking out these ages?
Luthando, you want to go for that one first? This MRI scans, think they're accurate?
Mm.
This thing is what is used on big platforms to detect whether Umdala is old or not. And this thing is also not accurate. There was a doctor on Metro this week that spoke about this thing and told us, but okay, this thing is not accurate. It just checks out your body type, ne?
Structure.
Your body structure. Then you get to see about these kids that have umzimba that's bigger than their age. If I'm saying it properly. But then this thing, man, man, I don't know. We need to check it out, or we need to do something about it. For me, ne, it happened to the right demographic of a person. For us
They went straight to it.
For us to be like,
Let's make the example of this, bro.
for us to be like, this thing's fake. If it was a black guy from Soweto, if Mogazi had failed this thing, we'll talk about something I want to say at the end of the show about Mogazi. If Mogazi had failed this thing, we would say,
we knew it. He can't be this strong. He's at least 25.
And now I'm happy that it's showing that this thing has a little bit of inaccuracies that also can define a lot of things. But I still think the Nigerians did age cheat when they did it, because there's a big difference. You can see man. You know, you've got a cut that's older than me on your face, but you're younger than me. But your cut on your face is 17. What do we know when 17? You know, the cut that happened 17 years ago, those ones we know you're faking. You know, when I'm done on 12, go to 17. You know, those niggas, we know you. But in general, I don't think it's accurate because of that. And I think it's a good thing that it happened to a quote unquote a white guy, because then it shows that it's not the person that we look at for cheating in age. It's not their
100%.
It's not the thing we look at. I'm not saying they're not capable of doing it, but we're saying it's nothing that we look at there. Now it gave the question arose afterwards of the accuracy of this thing. It's the first time I've ever heard this accuracy of this thing debated. You know, when it was, you know, the guys who ready for age sheet. You know, but now we know that there's a debate with this thing, because we used to sit. Here's this Betitanga that we know about this thing.
No, but because time I whooped up the Discovery in land. Whooped up Discovery, no, for real, dog. He was like, yes. Kube always got Discovery. And he was like, yo, do you think Discovery would cap about this nigga's
age?
Come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Come on.
He was born in a Netcare 911 or something.
Bro,
come on. He was born in a Netcare facility where they have the records. Everything. It's not, he wasn't born in Chris Hanley Paraguanath.
Hey.
Where he was delivered in the waiting room. How are these things happening out in our
It's bad. It's real.
But yeah, let's move on. Ronaldo, you have
something to say?
No. I just have what it means or what the thing does. Let me try to read this thing. An MRI, majestic resources image, can scan is a non-invasive medical image test that is used to strong magnetics, radio waves, and computer to create detailed image on the inside of your body.
Oh my God!
So it's what the magnets and the cameras think you look like inside.
Magnets, bro.
I thought they take something out of your bone density.
Yeah.
Like a bone density test. Like they extract fluid from your bone or some shit, and then they take that fluid and put it in the tester.
Okay.
The same way they would do to check out fossils. I thought that now if that's not accurate as well, the fossil thing, then is the world really a million? Oh, it's another big rabbit hole.
Because you lie down in this machine, this big machine.
You just stand there.
You lie down and then you go inside and then it just works.
And they say, yo,
the other argument is also it's accurate at detecting cancer.
Nah, hey, move on.
You know what I mean?
Move on, though.
So okay, so let's move on. Okay, we're going into so the qualifiers. Like last week I had this top debate. I want to go into it quickly. Look, I'm speaking to the European guys, right? There is no way, right, on God's green earth that qualifying from Europe is more difficult than qualifying in Africa, right? Here's the reasons why. And I don't want to go all too angry at you guys because I understand, European education is very bad.
All right.
Yeah, let's go for it. 12 European teams are going to be at the World Cup. the most. The most out of any demographic of a team. More than CAF, more than Asia, more than CONMEBOL, more than CONCACAF, more than any association, right? But do they have the most members? No. CAF has the most members, but has the least entrance, or equivalent, rather we say, to South America. South America has 6, Africa has 6. We'll go into a playoff for a 7th, right? Europe has double the opportunities, right? That's the first part. So the fact that you're saying it's easier, number one, I'm talking to you, Gattuso. Your brain cells are showing that you played football at the time where when you made a tackle kicking people like a horse, they used to say, great tackle. You wouldn't survive now. VAR, there's
Red.
what role does Gattuso do with VAR? Where does he play with VAR? There's no Gattuso. You know what I mean? So I get your brain cells, concussions, all those diving tackles, getting beat up. I get it, and I get why you think that way. So that's the first explanation. Explanation number 2. It's crazy to explain to an Italian how to use their brain. But yes, let's go again, Gattuso. Number 2, you say in South America, the 6 teams that have qualified in South America are ranked higher than the 3 teams that were in your group. The 3 teams, they're ranked higher than Norway. Colombia is ranked higher than Norway. Colombia is going to the World Cup. Norway is going to the World Cup. Italy, you couldn't beat Norway? I'm asking a question. Estonia is in the group. I'm not even going to look at other groups. I'm talking to him. Estonia, brother. Estonia, brother.
Is Moldova also in the...
I'm going to Moldova. Let's start with Estonia. Tell me something about Estonia. Don't worry. I'll wait. Exactly. Estonia, the only thing we know about Estonia is people who look like Vikings come from there. We know nothing else about Estonians. Nothing else, right? But they're in the group. This is the difficulty that they have. Beating Estonia, who's ranked 89th in the world. Estonia is ranked underneath Bafana Bafana. Bafana is 20 times better because it's 20 positions higher than Estonia. We're going to go Moldova in the group. They drew against Moldova. Maybe I can bring players with disabilities, to play against Moldova, but let them come play in Africa. Will draw with Moldova. As long as they're playing in Africa. As long as they're playing Africa, you draw against them there. I want to throw against Moldova. Moldova is ranked 158. Do you know who's ranked 159? Do you know who's ranked 159? Eswatini. Do you know who's ranked 156? Puerto Rico. 155. Fiji. And now I'm gonna rank
rugby teams.
Now I'm gonna give all the teams that are ranked higher than Moldova. And all of the ones I'm gonna call them offshoots. You can Google them. Solomon Islands, Singapore, Guyana, New Caledonia, Burundi, Lesotho, India, Central African Republic.
Leave them, bro. Leave them. They get it.
South Sudan. There hasn't been a soccer match in South Sudan in 5 years. There's been war for 5 years in South Sudan. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. I found Estonia. They ranked 130th. I found them just now. Estonia is ranked lower than Zimbabwe. Gattuso must shut the fuck up. Let's move on. We're not going to have this debate again. We're not going to have this debate again. If you feel that it's easier, my last point, come and play. Let's make it easy for you. Come and qualify here. We as South Africa will happily go and play against Moldova. You come and play against Nigeria in Uyu. You come and play against Congo in Lubumbashi. You go and play Rwanda on AstroTurf. You at 3 o'clock when it's 45 degrees, not Fahrenheit, degrees outside, where you can't drink the water, where you can't eat the food at the hotel, where nothing is safe. Let's swap. Because clearly you can't even beat Malawi if you can't beat Estonia and Moldova. Malawi is ranked higher than you. You're weak, man. Just say that Italy is bad. Instead of making all of these excuses, all you need to say is that Italian football is fell off. And I think we need to swap federations. I think SAFA, you know, they need to take the corruption to the mafia, you know what I mean? The Italian league, I was looking it up, have the oldest league players in Europe's top 5 leagues. Gattuso, you can stop coaching and go and play.
Yo, you've been wanting to get
Fuck
this
this guy. Yo, man, we're done. So we move on quickly to our final ones. We go to quickly box.
Yeah, boxing.
Yesterday they beat.
Yeah, for me, it's the state of boxing.
Uh-huh.
I think we're in a dark patch because it seems like people, especially like the biggest one that's happening, Anthony Joshua, is set to fight in Feb with Jake Paul.
Is it in February? No, in December.
Oh, I thought it was.
It's a short notice, bro. They're gonna flatline this Disney kid real quick.
Ish. So, but in anyways, for me, it's the Anthony Joshua side of things. Like, you're a boxer, you know, you were once hailed as, yet again, one of the greatest because the English media needed a poster boy in boxing.
Olympic gold medalist, man.
Yes, but they needed a poster boy like Lewis Hamilton. You need one, Jay, to be within the ranks. And if he's good, why not use him? And when he started losing, especially the loss against Ruiz, you saw media wasn't really with Anthony Joshua at that point. But I mean, I don't know. For me, the state of boxing is a very sad state. Hopefully, it's taken seriously because I've seen most Jake Paul's fights. Most of them are rigged. Yeah, most of them are rigged. You know, even the Mike Tyson one. Tyson came out clean. I thought, man, he had to do this, you know. But it's understandable. Mike is old. He needs the cash, man. Anthony Joshua, for me, you're still young. You know, you can still fight. You know, do you have any point on what?
No,
specifically,
I watched a little bit. I watched a little bit of
fight.
the boxing card.
We know what's gonna happen. Anthony Joshua's flatlining.
Yeah, but I watched also yesterday. Abdullah Mason became a champion at 135.
Okay.
That makes the 135 division very interesting in terms of all 4 belts, all different people, but all 4 of these guys are the prospects. Shavonte Davis has one, Abdullah Mason now has one, and the other third guy is Devin the Dream Haney. We also fought in the same card yesterday. But my issue is that, especially with Haney, I saw your ass get dropped by Garcia. I can't get that shit out of my mind. You parading as undefeated just because of a tainted substance.
It was dizzy.
It doesn't take away the fact that they fucking flatlined you. You know what I mean? So,
even the fight, even if you
I
fight,
don't know about that.
even when you watch the fight, you got smoked.
Against Garcia. So I'm saying, for me, Garcia is actually the real champ in that division. I can't get that out of my head. That delegitimized boxing for me. That little bit of a situation.
But
I understand.
Paul, what do you think?
It should have been a no contest.
No. But your view on YouTubers, all of this.
I think they're bringing eyes to boxing. I think no one gives a fuck about boxing anymore. I think because it's padded, no one's fighting anyone. I think Turkey Al Sheikh has come in and tried to make it competitive by making people fight people, yabo. But for me, it's not competitive. It's not competitive. I want to go quickly into some results.
Real quick.
CAF Champions League played this week. We had our first group stage games. Mom already sat down, played Lupopo. You know the Lupopo guy, Mukoku, motherfucker, was suspended for the game. But yeah, they lost 3-1 against Mamelodi Sundowns. Sundowns actually played a fantastic match. I watched that full game. Yeah, they really performed. Jesinho's pass to Nuno Santos. It sounds like we're speaking about a European team when we speak about this. Jesinho pass to Santos to get the first goal, a beautiful goal. I think Sundowns played very well to open their account. And because they're representing South Africa, we have to clap hands for them and continue. But we need to also say something about that game. Are you guys still saying is this guy? Are you still saying he's the best?
Hey.
The best? Literally, Ronwen Williams scored an own goal yesterday because there was no way a normal keeper would have saved that. But not him. Not the GOAT.
I think also that clip,
Not the
man,
GOAT.
that clip didn't catch everything that we said on that clip. Guys, to refrain, we're not saying he's trash. We're saying he's ass. That's what we're saying. Uronwen is ass. Yeah, well, we have to double down on you. So
Imagine
you
that.
know
Imagine that was an important.
That's what we say.
Big team, right? That scored that goal yesterday, like Lupopo did, and managed to get a result from that. You know, you don't get beaten near post, especially with a shot that comes straight. That shows he ducks and dives from shots. That's what I've been saying, and I think Ronwen Williams is the best keeper we have. It doesn't mean he's amazing.
Yeah, that's what we have. That's what we're gonna use, fam. And also on the bench, we've got China. So I mean, we can't. We don't know.
Nah, you know what I mean. So when you have two sour people or too sour, you take the less sour. You know, that's just how it should be. Then we move on. I've got to the PSL. The PSL had a couple of games this week. The PSL is back. Very, very low scoring affairs. I don't want to get too much into them. I think there's a lot of teams that are doing well, doing good things, and coaches who are doing good things in the PSL. I really enjoy watching TX Galaxy play on the counter. And I think TX Galaxy are the dark horse. They're not going to win the league, but I think TX Galaxy will do very well this season. I think TX Galaxy is the new Sekokune. I think Sekokune's issues that we figured out the way that they want to play, and more of an opposition is given to them. People are now analyzing them more, playing them in a different way. So I think Sekokune is not going to do as well as they did previously. But I think TX Galaxy is the new dark horse. So I really like TX Galaxy, the way they play on the counter. Also speaking on PSL news, I don't know if you guys have known, but Pirates have accepted a 51 million rand bid for Mbegezeli Mbogazi to join Chicago Fire in the MLS.
Okay.
I'm not sure it's a very good move for the kid in the terms of Bafana. We do know Hugo Bruce doesn't fuck with the MLS league. That could be him taking himself out of Bafana contention. Unless Hugo Bruce changes his ways, and he's done too well to be changed by one player.
But also, sorry, Hugo Bruce didn't say himself, but Mbugazi deserves to go overseas.
Yes, but when Hugo Bruce, is very important to note, when Hugo Bruce means overseas, he means Europe. He does not talk about MLS. When you go to America, you're going to a league that's less competitive than the PSL to him. He said that directly. He said, if you play in the MLS, I'll pick a PSL player because the level. That's what I'm not an expert. I can call myself an expert, right? But not to the level of Hugo Bruce. And his things is showing with results. And I can sort of believe why the number of South African players who go to the MLS and immediately shine. If you know Bongonguhle Hlongwane was a Hugo Bruce favorite in the beginning when he played for Maritzburg. He moved to the MLS. He got very few or no call-ups ever since. Cassius Marilula, same thing. But these are players, Oluwatu Makanya. But these are players, Oluwatu Makanya won the goal of the season in the MLS. These are players who are playing regularly in the MLS, performing there. But he's saying that the level is
low.
Not, because, I mean, he's supposed to be performing for Hlongwane. That's what he's saying. You know what I mean? You've gone to play at a lesser league. That's what Bruce is saying. You know, we can engage in the topics in the comments, but maybe he's onto something.
Yeah, please let us know what you think about these comments at the bottom. But yeah, ending it off. Let's end it off on a good note.
I've got the Springboks.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Right. We got the Springboks.
Yes.
Winning 24-13.
Again.
Ish, man, you know what? The referees in rugby are dealing more cards than the Grand West Casino.
That's good.
They dealing cards left, right, and center. You have a card. You have a
Oprah,
card.
man.
Wait, we'll review it. Not a red, but yellow card.
And what do you think about the card that was reversed of our guy that the
the ball was out.
He said he choked him, but he didn't.
No, the ball was out. So
also,
when they played it, the ball was out.
The fact that your first reaction is to jump for a card. Rugby fans, we need to have a conversation. Are you guys really becoming that? Is it becoming that soft now?
No,
are you guys
you know,
flopping like footballers
No,
now? What's happening?
I had a take on that. I said, you see, we're playing in Ireland, right? So they think we are playing in that Irish league of theirs where you can get away with holding a ball while it's in the rack. You can get away with cheap shots and stuff like that. You're not playing in the Irish league, my G. This is world rugby. You're at this stage now. So those yellow cards, it was silly yellow cards. It's cynical. Like you deliberately stopping play. So
And how is Sasha not nominated as one of the young players of the year in Ireland? I mean, he did it again. He ran through a gap, he ran through a gap smaller than, and he went through and he was in, and I just think, shout out to Ireland also for trying.
No, they played well.
They played very well.
Played very well. Let's
resilient.
give them that.
But it shows that the box or something else. For I've been listening to the Irish fans for the whole week speak about. I'm very bad at this. Playing in the Six Nations. Playing the Six Nations. And we're playing the Six Nations. It's like every week. It's like a final every week in the Six Nations. It's a final every week in the Six Nations. Now you played against the real World Cup finalists, what happened? When you play the real finalists, what happened? The Six Nations is 6 teams that cannot beat the Springboks playing together. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who wins, when. It doesn't mean anything. Winning the Six Nations is like winning your local rugby tournament. No one cares. It doesn't matter. The World Rugby can put you on the rankings. I don't know how many times Ireland has been number 1.
Hey. But
where are they now?
It was beautiful. Beautiful game.
Wales got smashed by New Zealand. Wales have been on a downward trajectory, but they're part of the Six Nations. England, a part of the Six Nations. You know what I mean? Part of the Six Nations, Yeah, Six Nations. Part of Six Nations. Every week is a final. It's a World Cup final. These are Irishmen talking about World Cup final. Scottish guys, Welshmen, never been to a World Cup final. But every air is. So I hope this tour has shown you that there's a level between the South, the North, and the South. And you guys need to, instead of complaining, every time you play a South African team in the URC, pull up those socks and learn what the fuck is going on. Because those guys are the ones who are going to trump you guys when you guys play against them you guys play against them every week now. You're supposed to know about the physicality. You can't lose every scrum. Ireland lost every scrum. Not 1 or 2. Every scrum.
Sorry, what happened to that rule that you were going to tell us about that was introduced?
Oh, yes. You cannot ask for a scrum directly from kickoff. South Africa started doing that. Remember? We started, like right now, we would kick short on purpose.
And then
so when you kick short, it automatically, the penalty is a scrum. Okay. It's not a penalty. Sure. So they've stopped penalties where you can choose a scrum. Right? It has to be something where it's automatically a scrum, like a knock-on. So a short arm penalty, right? With a short arm, you used to be able to choose line or scrum. You can no longer choose a scrum from a short arm. The only guys they've done this thing for is the guys that use the scrum to whoop your ass.
Yeah, because we're the best with the scrum.
Rassi is something else. Do you know what he has now? He has a hybrid flanker. Andre Esthuizen played as a center his whole life. Now he's playing flank. Imagine this guy who can run an 11 and 100 meter on the fringes of the rack. A big man who can be very quick and break. This guy is now you're going to see everyone convert backline players into. He's setting you up. And then when you do it in the World Cup, he's already gone there. He's showing you guys that I lead, you follow.
Rassi
is the GOAT.
Yes,
and Hugo Bruce for me is also the GOAT. I know people are talking about I'm probably both of them. I know they're talking about Manlo
putting them together.
Clive Barker, but Clive Barker had players that were amazing. Lucas Katebe is a legend at Leeds. Phil Masinga is a legend. These Dr. Kumalo, you hear these people. If he hadn't won, we would have had a problem. Hugo Bruce, Uwina Gombata. I like Mbata, I'm a Pirates guy. But the comparison.
It's hard.
Umakalele, Nombata. Hugo Bruce is the GOAT. Chiefs fans, Sanuba Peter Footy man. Sanulila. We can't pick you because I Anikho lapho, anikho kula level yet. Yes, nina nimele badlala non iMoldova needs players.
Yo.
But also, why he cheated your person, it's not about the name of the team. It's not going to pick players based on the name of the team. As much as it teams Zinkolo, because of your partners, when you cheese, when you sometimes,
if you're
you must
performing,
perform and your team must do very well, and then it's going to take you out as long as it's a squad team. So I don't get if, as us Chiefs fans, I am a Chiefs fan, but Sibilum say that just because we don't have enough players of the Chiefs as a squad, nah, bro, we can't be doing that. If ever economy is why
it's like as a player, as a pension. Like you are your team, when the team loses, they're like, Benchilo, those are Chiefs fans.
Hey yo.
Those are them. Those are Chiefs fans are like that. But yeah, that was a great show, Gents. Let's
thank you yet again, guys. Yes, we are growing. TikTok is blowing up. Yo, also, yeah.
Every Friday.
Keep sharing that that poker thing is going crazy. Thank you for the liking. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, man. My name is Chuma. I'm with my brother. Yeah, what's happening?
Right before we leave, every Friday we do a TikTok live event. We call it the 4 corners of the playground. 4 topics, 4 corners. We go at it, right? We're going to continue the same one we did last week with the same 4 topics. We didn't get, enough people really engaging in the topic. I know people are hungry for these topics. So yes, our topic is South African football this week. If you want to engage, we'll put the details in the comments of this video.
Yes, sir.
But thank you, Agobonemo Ntshinga time. Thank you for tuning into the Playground Chat, the
best sportscast in the land.
Thank you for our producers. Much love again, gents. Thank you for another Sunday. We appreciate it.
We out of here, man.
Coach is MIA, but shout out to Coach in his absence. Shout out to Cloudy Deliveries also for the space as always. Shout out to shout out to us, bro.
Yes, episode 45.
Shout out.
Minutes,
and Ronald Williams is overrated.
It's the best that we have. But if you're a young one, like that under 17 keeper, hey,
and I'm screaming forever, and I'm shining together. Every day grinding, we grinding like welders. Yeah, into the ground, so it sound like the devil. Flow way too hot, so I sound like a candle. I only listen if it's by some revenue. Yeah, I tell the baddies I got it. Bougie as fuck, yeah, bona got it. She check the drip, yeah, console I got it. Ball main dress shirt, vintage designer. Poorly.